Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Digital Technology Day, today with the topic bending automation. My name is Benedikt Kreisel, I'm the Product Manager for Bending Automation. And next to me is Susanne Wolf. And we are really happy and pleased to have you here today in our Digital Technology Day. And we have a big bunch of topics today with interesting insights in our software, interesting insights into our press brake Xpert Pro in combination with our Modular tool changer, especially to address the biggest pain you also will have to have a lot of time you have to spend during your bending jobs for setup. And this topic is the special topic today. And we want to show you our solutions, our bending automation solutions, how to solve the pain of big setup times and how to reduce these setup times. With these words, I want to overhand to Susanne.
Hello, also from my side, I'm Susanne Wolf. I'm working as an event and product management coordinator here at Bystronic in Gotha. And as Benedikt already introduced, we want to do an interactive event today. So therefore, we want to invite you to join us on Slido. So you have two possibilities to join us on Slido. Either you scan this barcode that you see here, or at the bottom of the screen. Or the second possibility is you go to slido.com and type in BY265 to join our Slido session. During our event, you can also ask many questions. You can either ask them in our YouTube chat, or you can ask them in the chat from Slido. So to start with, we want to know from you, and also to test our Slido, we want to know which country do you come from. So we get a feeling to with whom we are working together today and with whom we are in contact today. So please let us know from which country you are from.
So we have one answer already. So colleagues and customers from Italy, United States, Mexico already joined. 6 answers already.
Lots of people from Mexico are joining, from the US. That's great.
So it's then mostly early in the morning at your side, but we also see we have people from Germany and also Italy. So hello to you. I want to give you a special hint to please stay until the end of our digital event, because we have a nice special today. We want to show you in the end of this event our latest product in the product family of bending. There will be a new product. It will be a press brake in the mid-range. Nobody has seen this product already, and you will be the first one who will have a short look to this new product. So if you are interested also to see this special in the end of this event, so please stay till the end, and you will be, as I said, the first one who will see our new product in the product family of bending. Before we show this special, we've, as I said, want to show you a big bunch of nice topics, especially the Xpert Pro in combination with the tool changer. And as I said in the beginning, very important is to reduce setup times today. And how to solve this also in combination with a strong software, we will show you now in the following, shown by my colleague Ronny Blass, who is specialist for our software, especially BySoft 7. He will show you now in the following minutes. So have fun with Ronny, and we see us later here.
Good morning. Quite impressive, isn't it? Now let's imagine your customer wants you to produce a mountain bracket for these headlights. A little bit like this one. And it is to be made from a single piece of sheet metal that needs to be precisely cut and bent. Not an easy task, but you love a challenge, don't you? Here are the customer's data. Let's get to work. To start with, we need a powerful programming software. Cute. No, what we need is BySoft 7. It not only allows you to import STP files and DXF drawings, but virtually all the popular formats simply with a click of the mouse. You can automatically generate a perfect unfolding. You simply and intuitively select the material and sheet thickness, you choose the press break and correct tools, and BySoft 7 automatically creates the complete bending program. All of this is set up as a process-oriented workflow from file to part with integrated checkpoints. Oops, something is not quite right there. Not a problem. Easy done. And of course, we want to make optimal use of the material. No. No. This is why we should better let the software handle the nesting. In BySoft 7, creating automated cutting plans is quite simply phenomenal. Thanks to the cutting time simulation, you know the complete process even before you start cutting. And all of this is that simple and intuitive. From the people who prepare the orders through to the team in manufacturing, this makes everyone happy. Particularly because now we can precisely calculate the production-related unit costs and prepare customer offers. Right. Programming done and dusted? Well then, here we go. The finished headlight bracket. Now, all I need is the tractor. I need the tractor! Hello? Well, I guess we were faster than expected. BySoft 7. Make it easy.
Hello and welcome from my side. My name is Ronnie. I'm application engineer here in the demo center in Gotha. I would like to show a little bit over our BySoft. I give a little introducing how we program parts for the bending machine and also for the cutting machine. Let's start with importing 3D. Of course, we can import a bunch of 3D parts automatically and can work on the parts later on. I will just show how we do it step by step, that you have a little bit idea how we work with the software and how it's the look and feel on the software. Maybe some of the customers, they are knowing the software, of course. If you start the BySoft, then we have on the left side all the modules you can have. A little bit depend what kind of machines you have, of course. In the middle, we have the area we work with the parts or with different things, or we administrate or something like this. You see the start view, there's still opening. If you start the software, then you see all the projects you are working, or the last projects you are working. And there's a little bit separated in my way for different topics. Maybe the programming the parts for bending and cutting machine, and also some organization in our tool setup optimizer. Maybe we have a little look later on how it looks like. You can a little bit organize your production for the bending machine. Okay, how we start? I explained before, you can do the import also automatically. For me, that you have a little bit idea how it works, I will do it manually. For importing 3D, we are using the designer module. We just open a part, let me say maybe this one, hit the OK button, and then you see the part will be opened in our designer module. The designer is a version from SolidWorks with additional great features from Bystronic. the software will be analyze the part and say, okay, you have following option to do with this part. In our case, we just unfold the part. I select the part. The idea about this, that you select the part, is of course if you have an assembly that you can see later on what part you have still unfolded and transferred to BySoft, and maybe what kind of parts you are in the rest in the assembly you have to do again. Okay, let me hit the green OK button. Then the software make a flat part. Looks like this. And now we transfer this to BySoft. Of course, I can give some selection, can change the name. In our case, we let the name like this. This is the original name from the part. We can select the material, of course. I say in this case, this is steel, and the thickness comes, of course, from the 3D module or from the 3D model of the part. You can also change it. Maybe sometimes you have some values you say maybe it's not correct, then you can also change it. We hit the OK button, and then the import is finished. Now I have to decide if it's a bend part, then we can program the bending sequence and go after this to the cutting sequence. If it's just a cutting part, then of course we don't need to program the bending sequence. We program just the area of cutting. If you look on top, you see different areas. We have one area that's called bend. This is for all the bending stuff we have to do. And the one area is the cutting area. Of course, we program the cutting machine. Let me start on the bending. If I hit this bending section, then I have to select what kind of bending machine I will use. If you have different bending machines, you can select of this. I have a lot of. I take the first one, the software say this is the best one, or I can use this. I can also say how many people I need to handle the part. If you maybe don't have a bending aid, or the part is really big and you need 2 or 3 guys to handle this, then you can type in the number here. And if you plan the shift with the tool setup optimizer, then you can a little bit organize and hold these parts with more people a little bit together. Okay, then you can define the bending timetable if you like to calculate the bending time in our software. And then we say, okay, now we stay in our technology area for the bending machine. You see some red dots here on top. This means nothing is programmed, of course. I can go from the left step to the right step to program everything manually. You can do it a little bit half automatically. And if you know the software, then you know also the little rocket button. This means I will program, or I will let do the software everything automatically. If I hit this button, then the software do some things behind. This means the software try first of all this tool. This I have set up as my standard tools for this material thickness. You see this is an P5 with the high 175 millimeter in the high. But the software defined or find during the calculation of this part that this tool is too low. We need a higher tool, and this is the reason why they are changing this to the same tool but a different height. Of course, if you don't have, then the software say, okay, you have a little problem, you cannot bend the part. In this case, no problem. The software defined a different tool. Of course, we have also a bending sequence, and all the other stuff you see with this green signs here is finished, calculated, and everything is okay. If you like, you can also press this play button. Then we can simulate the bending sequence. The best way to check is everything okay. If you like the bending sequence, or maybe you will change something, the handling looks not really good. You have some parameters you can select in the software, what you like, how you will handle the parts, what kind of bends you will do in the beginning of the part or in the end of the part. In this case, the handling is really good, and I would say, okay, we can transfer the part to the bending machine. We can go to the export area. You see everything is calculated. If you like to change something, let me say the back gauge, we go maybe to the first bend like this, and you say I will change the back gauge manually. This is really simple. You can move the back gauge like this, or you can open the edit area. This is on every area we have this little edit area. Then you can also switch on and off some function. That's really simple. You can say please calculate or finalize the part, that you don't need to check the rest of the part. You don't like to check, this can do the software. The last point is we have still simulated the part. We will export this to the bending machine. This is very simple. We have two types. This one is the automatic button. If I press this button, then the software sends this automatically to the bending machine. The operator can go to the bending machine, hit the open button or loading button for new programs, and the new program is still in the database of the bending machine. Okay, what is the next step? The next step, of course, is if you like to program also the cutting part, you go to the cutting area, select the cutting machine. The same here, you say OK, and here we have also the little rocket button to calculate the cutting sequence or the cutting plan for this. Now we are normally ready with the part. We store the part, and all the technology parameters are stored with the part. This means the bending sequence or all the stuff for the bending, and also the settings for the part for the cutting. If you like to do directly here a cutting plan for this, of course you can direct go to creating cutting plan. Let me show this. This is the last point I will show, that you have an idea how we can produce the part really easily. Let me delete just this material. We select this one. This is a normal plate, 3 by 1.5 meter. We say how many parts we like to have. Maybe, let me say 15 or 16. We go to nesting, and also you see if you don't like to do it manually, you can hit the automatic button, and then the software will create automatically cutting plan. You see the rest of the sheet metal get the cut, that you can store it for other parts, for smaller parts, or maybe the same parts if you need some parts later on, that you don't waste too much material. Okay, this is the way how we work with the cutting machine and the bending machine, how you can program parts. The last point, maybe we are more or less in the automation section, how you can optimize your programs. Let me say for the bending machine especially, if you have a lot of parts you will produce, we have a little tool, this is called Tool Setup Optimizer. You can type in or put in all the parts you will produce on one day or maybe on one shift. You can automatically sort all the parts. That this is the best way to bend the part, that you don't need too many tool changes over the shift. You see it a little bit with this little signs. Here I start with top tool and bottom tool, and for example the next part there are don't changing the tools. We hold all the parts together with the same tools until this area or this point we have to change the top tool and the bottom tool. And this parts here, let me go to this point, we are just changing the bottom tool. Then you can a little bit more save time if you produce on the bending machine. Doesn't matter if you handle this manually or if you have a tool changer like we have in the demo center. Okay, this is from my side. Short overview for the software. And now I give to my colleague on the bending machine, Stefan. He will a little bit explain the Xpert Pro. Thank you from my side. Bye-bye.
Hi and welcome. My name is Stefan Leisenberg and I'm here to show you our Xpert Pro. The basics of Xpert Pro, the smallest size is 150 ton on 3 meters with a standard height of 565 millimeters of stroke. And here we do have 150 ton 3 meter with extended stroke and daylight, so we do have 200 millimeters in addition. What's also possible is up to 320 tons and 4 meters, 4.3 meters of bending length. Now, this machine is equipped with a bunch of standard features, which I'd like to show you first. So, as you maybe have seen in the video already, we do have our crowning system. The crowning system keeps the level of the tools on the table always flat, always straight. So even if you bend very strong and tough material, it's not tend to bend downwards, so the table always stays straight. What we also do have is a side frame side frame compensation. So when we put some pressure on this C shape, the side frame will open up and the machine can compensate this by already knowing how much it has to travel further from the calculated position. We use a teached database for these values. Every machine gets teached before delivered to the customer separately, so that means every machine is kind of unique. Therefore, it is super, super precise. How do we measure how much we need to compensate is pretty simple. We do have pressure sensors in the upper part or in the upper cylinders of the press brake, and the machine notices the pressure and the force it needs to physically bend the part, and therefore can compensate the C deformation and also the bottom deformation. So it will over travel the calculated position, and it will also push the center upwards with the hydraulic cylinders here in the bottom. Also standard are sliding doors on the side and fastbend system. The fastbend system is the protection for the operator, so he's not breaking his fingers or whatever. And a 4-axis baggage that is standard. What is here extra option is we do have a bending aid here. We do have a laser angle measurement system here. We do have a 6-axis baggage. Also not standard is the extension, but this is all options. And we do have a fastbend plus system, which is automatically adapting to the programmed height of the upper tools. So if you change a lot of the height of the tools, it's very helpful to have the fastbend plus, the automatic system which moves up and down. Yeah, let's bend apart where we show some of the features. So first I'm going to load this program. I go to loading, put in a few digits of the name, and then load the correct program. We also can go with barcodes and whatsoever. We can see already the shape of the part. When we go to produce, we also see already the tools and how everything needs to be set up. So first thing I'm going to do is bringing the bending aid in position, push the foot pedal one time, and all axes move in their programmed position. And then I can very easily see how I have to put in the part into the machine. Therefore, very helpful is our ByVision bending. So I can really see close up in which direction I have to put the part. I see the orange and also a blue side, so where we have plastic fall on it or not. I can see also very clearly on which position I have to attach the part to the back gauges, here in bright pink. So it's really clearly where do I have to put everything. Now I'm going to extend the bending aid, so to really support the part. The bending aid is activated on this part, so yeah, it's a pretty helper because we see it's a very thin part, so when we bend this, it tends to bounce and maybe get damaged. I don't want to hold it, the machine can do that too. What we're also going to use is our laser angle measurement system here on the bottom. This gives us the very best angle on the very first part. Just open the conversation page, and then we can see a little bit of the action. So now, first band is with laser angle measurement system on, and excuse me, the spring back from the database. On the next bands, we can see the laser angle measurement system is on, and we're going to physically measure the actual spring back of the part. So you can see it especially on the bending aid, because the bending aid is absolutely following the upper beam. So what we do is we go to the target angle, we release the part and measure the actual spring back. We really release it to have the absolute correct values, and then rebend it. Now, the bending aid is very helpful in this step because it keeps the part in position where it should be. Now, we over-tuned it a little bit to have a little more of a movement, which you will clearly see in a second. So you see the fast bend detected here these corners and said, okay, something is in the way. It always thought it's the fingers, so it stopped the movement of the beam, and now it can continue slowly. Now we bend, and you can see clearly the blue laser line. Now we retract and rebend. As I said, we a little over-tuned it, the movement of the beam, so it's a little more movement, especially of the bending aid. Usually it's less, so don't worry. This is just for the show, so you can really see something. Now, second side. Second bend, no, third bend actually. Also here we do measure the actual spring back. And here is the result. I think we easily can show this. Looks really good, really see. And yeah, now this is a support or stand for some, whatever needed. Okay, so that's for the options and everything you might need to see on the Xpert Pro. And if you'd like to see anything more detailed, we're happy to welcome you to any customized demo show, either live or online. That's from my side. Thank you.
Rede.
Yes, welcome back. Thanks to Ronny and also to Stefan, our application and software specialists. We have seen BySoft 7, and we also have seen our flagship, the Xpert Pro, with several features. Now we want to switch to another Slido question to get more in contact with you, to get more information from your side. So the next question is, which feature is most important to you on the press brake? So we would like to know from you, is it the dynamic crowning system which was explained? Is it maybe a laser angle measuring system to guarantee the correct angle during the bending process? Or maybe is it the performance of the machine which is or could be also important for you? We also have options like an energy saver to have a really environmentally friendly product, or is it the bending aid which was also shown from Stefan during the presentation? So we have already 11 votes now, and we can see that the performance of the machine is very important for you. Also good to know this, because we have our Xpert Pro flagship in different variations. We have a classic version, we have a performance version, and we have a dynamic version, which is the fastest version of our press brake, where we reach the highest bending speed and also approach speed of this press brake. And we can see that also the dynamic crowning is an important point for you. This is a very unique system we are using in our Xpert Pro system to guarantee really a constant bending angle during the bending process over the whole bending length. And it's special, our dynamic crowning, because we do this really online during the bending process. So we measure, react, and compensate in a small amount of time, so really online during the bending process. And I can see that in nearly 30 volts the crowning and the performance of the machine is really an important topic for you.
For us, it's always interesting to see different features which are important to you, and it's also interesting for us how you as customer configure your machine, how the machine looks like at the end with all the options you can choose from. And of course we have invited the customer to us, Mr. Thomas Freak from B&S Freak, and he wants to show us his experience with his Xpert Pro machine.
Hello and welcome. My name is Eric. I'm application technician in the Competence Center Bending in Gotha. We are today at customer site at the customer B&S Freak in Ilmenau. Ilmenau is in the Thuringian forest nearby Gotha, and we are in front of our flagship product in bending. It's the Xpert Pro, and in this case it's an Xpert Pro 200 by 3 meter. So it's a really flexible machine. It's attached with our RFA tool clamping, the modular RFA tool clamping, attached with the optical bend guiding system for user-friendly operating of the machine. We have attached the T13 table, which is our bigger and little bit heavier table for dies up to V120. We have attached to the machine our laser angle measuring system for precise bending from the first part, from the really first bend. We have the Fast Bend Plus attached to the machine, which means that we have a user ergonomic setup for our safety system. It will automatically fit to the correct program tool height. We have the touchscreen on this machine to control everything using our software ByVision Bending. And we have the work lights. We have one in the front. We have another one in the back, which gives us the best lighting during the whole workday, so make sure that we have a good environment for working on the machine. Also, this machine is attached with our 5-axis back edge system, so we are able to move the right finger plus 150 to the front and also to the back. And this machine is attached with a straight finger and a duplex finger and a complex finger, which means that we have now the duplex setup for really precise parts. We will see later on the customer part. It's a bit complicated, but a really nice part. Yes, the straight finger and the complex finger. And with this, we want to bend this part. It's a aluminium part and not the easiest one for bending, but it's the daily business for the company B&S Freak. The company is not only specialized for laser products and bending products, they also specialized for powder coating. So they have a really big flexibility for their customer, also with their 2 machines. So next to our Xpert Pro flagship product, they also have an Xpert 100 ton by 2 meter with a 4-axis back edge system, which is our little sister to this machine, to give the customer as much as flexibility as he needs during his workday. Okay, so here we have the next bend for this part. We have 13 bends on this part. And here now you see the really good use of our complex fingers with the 5-axis back edge system to make sure that we also can use the back edge with complicated parts like this. There's no really straight line on this part, so we have to use really the 5-axis back edge system for good part quality during the whole bending process. You see also that we are able to handle 100mm high lower tools, the same as 250mm high upper tools for most flexibility, and we are also able to have more than 250mm in upper tool. And this is the part, aluminium, 13 bends. I say thank you for the time from the company B&S Freak, and now I will get to some questions to the owner of the company, Thomas Freak, and say thank you and goodbye. Hope to see you soon. So, and now I'm together with the owner of the company. It's Thomas Freak.
Hello.
The company is now existing for more than 60 years and specialized for bending, laser cutting and powder coating now for over 20 years, I think. Yes. You work now a couple of years together with Bystronic with your Xpert Pro, your Xpert, and also with the BySprint as your laser cutting system. Why you choose Bystronic?
Ja, es ist ungefähr 4 Jahre her, da haben wir nach einer Lösung gesucht, schneller vom Pfeil zum Teil zu kommen. Da haben wir in die Xpert 100 investiert. Und nach der Investition in den neuen Laser, in die Fiber, war es nötig, mehr Performance in die Biegetechnik zu bringen. Und so ist die Entscheidung auf die Xpert Pro 200 gefallen.
Okay, so a couple of years before, Thomas had to make a decision for new cutting and bending products, and he go for Bystronic. First with the Xpert 100, together with the laser system, and after he had installed the both machines, he recognized that he need a lot of more performance, and so he decided to have the Xpert Pro as flagship product for Bystronic and bending. What makes the Xpert Pro special for you in opposite to the Xpert 100?
Also die Xpert Pro ist ein wesentlicher Vorteil ist das Winkelmesssystem, um einfach das erste Teil als Gutteil auch verkaufen zu können, was sich gerade bei längeren und schwereren und teureren Teilen natürlich irgendwo bezahlt macht.
Yeah, so the big plus point for the company B&S Freak is the laser angle measuring system, because especially when you have bigger, longer and heavier parts, he makes sure that you have the first part a really good and precise part. That's the reason why they also choose the Xpert Pro together with the laser angle measuring system. Yeah. Okay, so from our side we say thank you to B&S Freak that we can be here, and thank you for your time. Hope to see you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Eric, and especially thank you, Thomas, for the small insight in your production process. This brings me directly to our next Slido question. And this is, what types of machines are you currently interested in? So we have the possibilities between an 80-ton machine with 1,500 millimeter bending length, or a 120 ton by 2 meter bending length, or a 150 ton by 3 meter, or a 320 ton to 4 meter. And I see the first people have already voted. So we, have now the 150 ton by 3 meter machine is leading in the survey. And also the 80 ton by 1 meter 50.
So more votes, please, that we have a better view and a better picture who is in the call today.
Yep.
But we can see with the first votes that really the 3 meter bending machine with 150 tons is, let's say, the all-rounder you like to work with. But we also see that you are interested in lower tonnages, like an 80-ton machine, smaller machines with high performance for smaller jobs. And we can also see that a 320-ton by 4 meter is an interesting machine, especially if you are in the thick sheet metal business. So we still see 150 ton is leading, followed by the 320-ton machine by 4 meters, so for thick sheet metal, what you produce, and then directly followed by a 120-ton machine by 2 meter. Also interesting, this format. And as a little hint, we will see more about this maybe in the end of our Digital Technology Day. We started the Digital Technology Day with the words about setup time, saving setup time, because it's unproductive time. And this is exactly what we want to show you in the following minutes. We want to show you our modular tool changer, which is the tool changing solution for our flagship, the Xpert Pro series. You have seen a few minutes ago at customer B&S Freak. And now we want to show you the tool changing solution for our flagship. Why is it called a modular tool changer? It's called modular tool changer because the system can be retrofitted to an Xpert Pro later on. This is very special, so you can decide today for purchasing the press brake, and you can decide tomorrow to add the tool changer to reduce your setup times in your production with an automatic tool changer. And with these words, I want to overhand to my colleague Ronny Blass again, who will show you why the modular tool changer is a setup time saver for you in your production. So have fun.
Hello again, my name is Ronnie. Welcome on the MTC. I explain a little bit our modular tool changer. You have seen a little bit the movement behind me. The robot is still moving tools in the machine. And I like to explain some special features that are unique on our machine or on our tool changer. First of all, a little bit to the machine itself. The machine is a standard Xpert Pro machine, and the tool changer is an additional option. We can plug this from behind on the machine, of course, and then you can start to change the tools automatically. You need just two points to thinking about if you are interested in a tool changer, or you will add the tool changer later on. The machine should have the option with this additional stroke, and you need a 6-axis back gauge. Okay, then if you have mounted everything together like this one, how it changed the tools, it's very simple. Let me go first of all back to the software you have seen from my colleague Stefan. You load the part. I have still load the part to show something. We go to the option to change the tools. This is the software here. You can see how the robot is moving the tools inside the machine. The blue one is the situation we have still on the machine, and the green one, this fits now together, is how I want the tools. Let me go to another plan like this one. We press just the start button. We have to say to the software or to the robot, we don't move the tools manually. I come later to this point, say OK, and the robot starts to moving. What the robot do is looking for the tools where they can find on the stock and optimize the movement. The robot can also move the tools inside the clamping, like this one you see. This is a kind of smart routing and smart segmentation, we say. And then the robot goes to the first position in the stock and take the next tool we need. You see, we can add tools to a station, and of course we can also have additional station. Over the full length there's no limitation. We can have the tools from the very first beginning of the machine until the last point here. You can fit all the tools completely in the machine. Okay, now we get the tools for the second station. Looks like this one. I explained for this little information that the robot asked me that I don't move the tools. Of course, I can also work together with the robot. Together means that I can use the tools from the robot itself, and I can add tools manually. If I have maybe not enough tools in, or I have tools that are not in the stock now, I can take the tools, can put this manually in, and later on I take it manually out, and the robot take the tools and move it back to the stock. Okay, what can the robot also do? Let me go to this plan that we have on the next part, maybe just one station, and we have still tools inside the machine. We can fit this tool length. Then the robot can also do magic like this. We can move out the tools here. We don't move it to the stock. We just go around the existing tools and put this on the new position. If the robot not really sure that they are in the right position, you see they are lifting shortly, that they don't lose tools. And of course, you have seen already, we can also move tools inside the clamping. The same is also possible for the bottom tools. You see, this is exactly the same. The robot defined the movement. You don't need to program everything. This makes the robot automatically behind, and like magic, you don't need to program anything. If the robot finish, then of course they are going to the home position and say, okay, now I on the home position, and you can start to work. Now I can bend my part. You have still seen how it works on the machine. Let me show a little bit more. I will open this part. This is really interesting. And on this part, I can show a different situation. First of all, we have a different station, different kind of station. Of course, with this tool segmentation, we cannot really bend, but I can really good show what a robot can also do for you. If we start to change the tool segments, you will see additional things or interesting things like tool segments like this one. You see, this is 515. This is the biggest tool what we can handle in the length. You will also see later on a big bottom tool. This is a little bit shorter, of course. This is a V120, and in this they are a little bit limited on the weight. The maximum weight is at 25 kilogram. What's also possible, you see it on this tool, you can use ghost neck tools like this one. And if you ask me, can I rotate the tool? Of course, you will see it later on, but I can show it in this time on this tool. We have this inserts here and also on the back that we can hold the parts from here and put in the part or the tool in the right way on the machine, and we can also rotate this. This is the reason why we had also in the front these little holes that we can also rotate the tools. For rotating function, you don't need the tools double in the stock. We have just one times the tool, and if you like to rotate, then the robot will do it automatically. This means we have a little area, the robot places on this, grip from the other side, and put the tools from the other side in the bending machine. Here you see the big tool. This is a really big one, and also the weight is really big. And this is the reason for this small, or for the bigger tools, we have a little bit smaller segmentation lengths. And for all the other tools, we can have 550 millimeters. Then is also the handling time, if you have a 3 or a 4 meter machine, really, really short. For the top tools is also interesting. We can have also longer tools. The standard one are 250 millimeter, and you can handle up to 350 millimeter top tool. And for the bottom tool, you have still seen we have more or less two different types. This one is 55 millimeter in the high. This is 105. This is a little bit depend on the V opening, and we have also standard tools. The high is 100 millimeter. Now we get the last segment from the tool, and then I can also a little bit show how the software show the stock. Here we have the rotated tool I explained a little bit before. You see the robot have rotated this internally and put this in the right way on the clamping. And now we get the last tool on the bottom, and then the change is finished. Of course, this is maybe not a situation you will bend, but you see here very good what kind of tools we can handle with the robot. This is very easily, and you don't need to program on what, how the movement is. I would say you say just like we see on the control on what for place you need your tools, and the robot will do all the steps and all the movement for you. Now the question is, what's about new tools or old tools, or tools maybe you don't need that much on the robot and you say maybe I can move out and can use the place for other tools. This is really simple. First of all, we look on the control. We have different areas here. One area, this is interesting, you see now the stock. This is the left one, the center one, and the right. And you see different colors. The blue, the dark blue one are all the tools, they are still in the stock, and the light blue one are all the tools you see now outside in the tool clamping system. You see we have a little bit space in our tool cabinet or in the tool magazine. We can store a little bit more tools. Maybe one interesting point is, if you place the modular tool changer on a 3 meter machine, you can store around about 42 meters. If you have a 4-meter machine, then it's of course a little bit longer. The place in the center position is a little bit longer, and we can place up to 52 meter in our machines. This is a little bit depend what configuration you have in this. You can also say you need more space for top tools or more space for bottom tools, and this is a little bit affecting this. But that you have a number, you can a little bit calculating. Okay, how we get new tools in? We go to this area, new tools. You define or select what kind of tool you will load in. Let me say maybe in P5. You can also load the machine with new tools on top and bottom. Here I will select the V8, and then you place the tools like you see here manually on the machine and hit start, the start button, and the robot move over the whole length, scan the length. We have a little laser in front of the robot, and they are detecting the right position. After this, you say, okay, everything is okay, please move the tools to your tool magazine, and the robot moves this automatically to the right place. You don't need to calculate what is the best place and so on. This is the way how you get new tools in. And if you have maybe old tools or tools you will remove, why you don't use it very often, you can also say remove from stock. The same way you select your tool, you can also select one area of your tool magazine, however you like. You can also say, I will remove tools with tools up to 1,000 cycles or 10,000 cycles, that you can control all tools, can check this, and when you say, okay, the tools are not good anymore, then you can delete this. You have also the situation, can say, okay, please delete immediately if you place it out, then the robot know you will remove it really. Okay, this is all the stuff what I can in a short way to explain. This will be from my side. Let me just remove the tools that you see again a little bit the robot working, and this will be, yeah, these points I would explain today for you. And with this I will go or give to the guys on the top, and they are explaining a little bit more, and I think they are answer some questions. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Ronny, for your presentation of the modular tool changer. And we have already seen we have some questions in Slido.
Yes, one question from you was if the laser angle measuring system can be used with 85-degree dies. Yes, you can use the lamps with 85-degree dies, especially for mild steel, but we recommend to use 30-degree dies because of much higher flexibility. There's also another question from Akhil regarding an until loading system and his bi-sprint fiber. For this question, I would like to recommend that you, Akhil, send us your contact into our YouTube chat, and then we directly get in contact with you from your subsidiary. So please give us a hint in the YouTube chat regarding your subsidiary, or it's also possible here in Slido, and then we will get in direct contact with you regarding your remarks and your questions regarding your laser machine and also your loading system for the sheets. Yeah, we had nice presentations regarding our software BySoft 7, where we could see how to prepare parts for a bending job. We had a nice presentation for our flagship, the Xpert Pro series, with all their features. And we have seen the modular tool changer as a retrofittable solution for the Xpert Pro as a reduction tool to reduce the setup times, especially for tools for the Xpert Pro series. So many topics. We hope that you gathered some information that you found this information interesting today, and you get better insights in the Bystronic portfolio with our flagship, the Modular Tool Changer, and especially software as also a very important point nowadays to handle the machines in the most easy and flexible way, as we have shown today.
We have one more question in Slido for you. We won't forget it. So, what is most important for you when it comes to the automatic tool changing? It's for us to get a feeling. What is the most important stuff for you? First is protection of employees. I already saw somebody has already voted. The setup time saving is another possibility. Small batch sizes and many tool changes, and also increased part quality or increased lifetime of tools. Of course, everything has the tool changer has its advantages in all those 5 different possibilities. And I see the setup time saving is most important at the moment with 67%, followed by protection of employees, or now small batch sizes and many tool changes. So we see the automatic tool changing system is quite important for everybody at the moment.
And also nice to see that we address these points with the Modular Tool Changer, especially regarding the setup time saving, what was shown also by Ronnie Blass, that with the smart routing function we have here big advantages regarding setup time saving. Also small batch sizes, many tool changes goes into this direction, and for sure protection of employees. We support with our strong solution in the Modular Tool Changer to handle also bigger dies, long tools, upper and lower tools, because these tools are very heavy, and we can carry here up to 25 kilogram tools in our Modular Tool Changer to address directly this point. Increased lifetime of tools, for sure. The tools are positioned always at the right position, so the lifetime will be increased, and for sure also the part quality of your parts will increase with an automatic tool changer, because especially if you are doing box bending a lot, then you have positioned the tools always on the right position. So thanks a lot also for these answers regarding this last question regarding automatic tool changing, and that's very important also for us to get here the feedback, and also nice to see that you joined in a very interactive way.
If you want to see any of those features that we shown today, or any of those features from the Modular Tool Changing, you're very welcome to join us on a live demo. And here you see the 3 steps to book your live demo in our online. And you can also find more information about our machines, our features on our social media channels that we offer worldwide. And last but not least, we, as Benedict promised at the beginning, we have another small highlight for you at the end of our presentation, our new B-Band Star. Enjoy.
Enjoy.